Alright guys, the 90s were full of nostalgic toys and things that we all remember either playing when we grew up or seeing them on commercials or whatever the case may be. There were things like the original Beanie Babies.
A beanie.
They're just cute.
Crazed.
That's the new baddie.
Collectors.
You ready?
They've been waiting hours for Coach House gift store to open.
I like the duck.
We got 2 raccoons, 2 skunks, and 2 spiders.
Now see, you have to admit they're cute.
Here's a quick lesson on this beanie craze. A company called Ty makes them, releases them with different names.
They're all named after something, an animal, basically.
Polly Pockets.
I'm Polly Pocket. Want to see what's new? Really fun compacts just for you. Polly Pocket has a stage where she dances ballet. In her shiny tutu, so pretty today. Polly Pocket. Polly's water fun park, a big slide for the pair. Then happy birthday, surprise, it's a bear. Polly Pocket. Polly Pocket. Now there's lots more ways to have a Polly day.
Polly Pocket Party Time Surprise, Water Fun Park, and Ballerina Polly Compacts are each sold separately.
Yo-yos.
Yo, you wanna ride the string?
Yo, yo!
Yo, this thing.
Yo, Mega!
Spin it, rock it,
Ride it!
Wanna spin to win? Spin this.
The Omega Fireball with super long spin power and the yo-yo with a brain that returns automatically.
Yo, yo!
Wanna lick the tricks? The Omega Raid is your pick.
Yo, yo!
With its rock and roller bearing, it spins 5 times longer and faster.
walk it, flick it, trick it.
Don't just yo, yo like a pro! Yo, Mega!
The Omega Yo-Yo with the Brain, Raider, and Fireball, each sold separately at selected toy stores.
Yo, yo!
Tamagotchis.
Well, if it isn't Tamagotchi, her new favorite pet.
Yes.
So what's that make me, fish sticks?
Oh, are you hungry?
Oh, no. By all means, feed it. Play till your heart's content.
Look, Goldie. I took good care of her, and she changed again.
Change? How about changing some water here?
Katie, bus is here.
So Tamagotchi can pause. I can pause, too. Want to see that again?
Tamagotchi, the original virtual reality pet. Your care determines the pets you get. From Bandai.
Tech decks. The Sabico.
Here's a sweet one from Cyberco.
すごいやつが出た。サイビコ。
Download killer games.
これはゲームか。
It's got a monster organizer.
スケジュールブックか。
It's right in your hand.
それともハンドヘルドコンピューターか。
Oh yeah, it's wireless.
わお、なんとワイヤレスだ。ワイヤレスチャット、Eメール、インターネット、フリーゲームズ、オーガナイザー。
Buy one today, I'll throw in an MP3 player free.
It's everything. サイビコ、CYBIKO.
Hey dude, it's under $129.
And so much more that we're going to talk about on this channel as I continue on my quest of getting all the 90s toys that I grew up with and know on this channel. So today we have an interesting video that we're going to dive a little bit deeper on, and that is TV talkers, something that a lot of people probably don't even remember from the 90s. I don't know how many of us actually had one of these. I had one. I'm lucky enough to now have all 3 that I believe released. It's hard to find a lot of information about these, but I have all 3. Here's the first one right here. This is based on Family Guy. We're going to talk about what TV talkers are, take a look at the 3 versions that I actually have, and do a little bit of a deep dive on what people did with these and what their main use cases were for. So let's go ahead and get into the video.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a brekkie is the gaming tech. Gaming tech is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright guys, so here are my 3 TV talkers here on the top of my CRT. This is where TV talkers were supposed to be. It's in the name. They were TV talkers. So essentially what you would do is you would have these things sitting above your TV as I have here, And they would do something when you use your TV, which we'll get into in a minute. But first, let's talk about the ones that I have. I believe there was only 3 ever released. I've never seen any others on eBay or anything like that. They're a little bit hard to find. They're not always listed on eBay and third-party markets. Sometimes you have to try and find them. I'm lucky enough to have all 3, and they actually are all working and everything. So the first one here is Beavis and Butthead. This is the first TV talker that I'm aware of that got released. This was released in '96, and you can see that here. And this is really cool, really nostalgic looking, definitely really 90s. It does work with batteries, and I usually don't keep batteries in my toys from the 90s or anything of that matter that I know I'm not going to be using all the time, which I don't use these all the time because you don't want the batteries to explode in there and corrode. It's something that's from the 90s that may be hard to find. So I usually only keep batteries in one of them at once, and then I kind of rotate them depending on which one I want to use, so the batteries are always being freshly rotated and not a lot less likely to be corroded in there and stuff like that. So the one that actually has batteries in it is the Family Guy version. This one was released in '98. This is the Family Guy version of the TV talker that they released. These little figures you can move them around in different directions and stuff if you want to. Has a nice little family look there. And then we have the South Park version, as you guys are looking at here. This is the one from Comedy Central. I believe this one also released in '98. Actually, this one was released in '99. You can see the date right there. Is '99 there at the bottom. So this one, I actually had these in order without realizing it until just now. So we got this one in '96, this one in '98, and this one in '99. So they're exactly in that order. Now, what do these actually do, and what is the purpose of these is obviously what everyone wants to know. So some of these you actually turn on the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the little switch here. And now I have the Family Guy version here turned on. And essentially what you would do, pretend you're sitting here on the couch or on your TV or whatever, and you're watching TV and you hit the remote, right? You have a remote in your hand, and you're going to go ahead and change it. You're going to do something with it. You're going to turn the TV on, whatever the case may be. You're going to flip through the channels. That's kind of what it was. You were flipping through channels. Every time you would hit a button on the remote, this thing has an IR sensor here in the front. As you guys can see them right there. They all have them right there in the front, kind of hiding right out right there. And basically what you would do is when you hit the remote on the TV, it would do something like this. I actually had to switch remotes here because the batteries on the other remotes died, but here's another remote here. So all I'm doing is hitting like the on button, and this is what would happen.
You two, fight to the death. I am so bored. Hey dog, when you take a break from reapplying your lipstick, how about taking me to the park?
So basically what you guys are hearing is it would have different lines from the TV show, kind of making fun of what you're watching on TV in some cases. So it's not just straight up lines from the show that they're copying. Sometimes it really would be making fun of maybe what you're scrolling through, because I know people are scrolling through the TV, scrolling through channels and stuff, and it would be basically telling you while you're scrolling through the channels and hitting the button, making fun of what you're doing and stuff like that, or having quirky lines. That's really fun. And it would do it every time you hit the button on the remote.
I'm not drunk, all right? I just have a speech impediment.
So sometimes there would be lines from the show, but sometimes they'd be making fun of you scrolling through the TV.
This calls for a sexy party. If you're gonna pull a party out of your ass, you might want to stand up. I am going to kick your ass. You have smelly dog farts. That's enough. That's enough. I said that's enough, you sick twisted fruit!
So every time you scroll through these, you have these. I believe this one here has 16 different lines. So let me go ahead and show you now the Beavis and Butthead one.
What a bunch of dumbasses. What the hell is this crap? Whoa, that's pretty cool. Same crap on every channel.
So I really like the Beavis and Butthead one because it definitely like has some lines from the show that match perfectly from what you're doing on the TV when you're scrolling through channels and stuff. Like what he just said, which is pretty funny.
This kicks ass. This sucks. There's no nudity. Whoa, check it out. Same crap on every channel. I am Gordon Olio.
And then of course here's the South Park one.
You mean totally immature. Dude, that kicks ass. Somebody's baking brownies. Let's go watch cartoons. Oh my god, they're too funny! You bastard! You're being totally immature. Dude, this is pretty fucked up right here. I would never kill somebody, not unless they piss me off.
So yeah, you guys get the idea with these. These are super cool in my opinion to have over a 90s CRT TV. They definitely resemble, you know, the 90s really well to just, you know, when I come over here and press the remote or anything to turn one of these on, to have that kind of going is pretty fun and pretty funny as well. So yeah, I think these are super cool and something that a lot of people probably don't usually talk about when it comes to the 90s. It's not something easily found out there, even on secondary markets sometimes. And it's not even something I could find a lot of information about when it comes to looking online. If these really were the only three that released, these are the only three I've ever seen online talked about. So I'm assuming these are the only three that ever got released. But in my opinion, they're super cool. Obviously, there are three great shows from the 90s that we all remember, which is already great. Three iconic shows. And you know, an iconic toy to hear the lines from the show as you're scrolling through TV is pretty unique nowadays. So not anything, there's nothing else like it that I've ever seen, so I think it's pretty cool. But let me know what you guys think down below. Guys, stay tuned. We're going to be doing a lot more 90s content on this channel. You guys know I've always grown up with the 90s. I've done 90s tours and stuff, but we're going to be going through my collection here and talking about all these 90s toys that I have, giving you guys some history on it. When they're, you know, when I know a lot more history about it, these were a little bit, you know, hard to know exactly how they started and where they came from. Not a lot of information out there, but as we dive deeper into some of the other stuff, like Tamagotchis, and we will be talking about 2000s toys as well, like the video now and all that kinds of stuff. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. You know, for future videos and stuff like that on this channel. You guys know we cover everything here from 90s toys to VR to video games to, you know, vlogs, a little bit of everything because I'm into a lot of different things. So hopefully you guys enjoy this channel. Let me know what you guys thought of the video and thank you guys for watching.